Yo, what's up, Deja? I didn't check. Is the music too loud? Because I have it pretty loud. Like it's coming out of my headset pretty loud, but I'm not sure how it sounds on stream. It's way louder than my mic. Okay, let me turn this down. How about now? Yeah, I had the audio turned up though because someone yesterday told me that the music was way too low. So I turned it up a little bit. Or not yesterday, the other day, last time I streamed. What do you put your mic at, 100%? So mic at 100 and then audio at like 75. Let me try that. What about now? Is it better now? Well, like the audio right now is perfect for like me through my headset. I could turn it up louder on OBS though so that you guys could hear it. I think my stream might be lagging though. Because at the top it says like stream health and it's yellow instead of green. And like I don't see like, you know, at the bottom. Let me refresh this, see if it does anything. Okay, now it says it's healthy. Let me check. That would be under settings, right? What is it, output settings? I have mine at 5,000. Okay, I just lowered it to 3,000. Sounds good. So did you get your Tasty Trade account funded? I actually like how the SPY is acting right now. To be honest with you, I want to see us get a nice close over this black candle. But I do like how, because we do have a level of support right here where these two candles came down to. It's not a strong level of support, but there is support there. And I like the follow through on the support. Gotcha. Yeah, so I had this like drawn out a while ago, and I posted like, let me delete these trend lines here. I basically posted this chart maybe earlier this week or last week, and I was like, choose one, because you see we have three trend lines going here, and so far it's this one that's holding up. I mean, whether we see this middle one here, it's definitely a possibility. If we did come down to this middle trend line though, we would be breaking V stop, which would kind of put us into a bearish trend, at least on the daily. See what the 6 hour looks like. 6 hour, yeah, see, like the 6 hour, we pretty much hit that trend line spot on. We're trying to get a close now above V stop. We still have still have 4.5 hours to go, but it's trying to make a close. If we do close over V stop here, I will be opening up a long. If not, if we close like say on V stop and we start getting a another red or black candle here, I'll be opening up a short. But yesterday in Discord, I don't know if you've seen how I said I was mentioning like how to play on the 15-minute chart. Super easy, man. Literally just, like this this would probably have been this probably would have been your first entry right here. Because you wouldn't have took this one because you didn't know if it would keep going up, but once it, it reversed, then you could have had the trend started. You just took a long, closed at 11.1, target was 11.4. Gotcha. Yeah, I closed my long at 13.5. but it wasn't a long. It was a spot buy, so I just basically sold. I didn't have any leverage positions open. But yeah, this would have been your first entry, and then you could even I traded this here. I traded this one right here. You could have added onto your position on this one right here. This would have been the easiest short signal right here. We had a green candle right into the trend line, followed right by a black candle. That's your buy signal right there. We're also in a falling wedge. Problem with that is I don't really know how much I trust falling wedges on Bitcoin, because I know rising wedges, think about it, rising wedges break to the upside in Bitcoin. What if falling wedges break to the downside? Like it's reverse, you know? That'd be funny. But yeah, we did break out of this, so I'm thinking that we come back down to test, unless this is the test right here. Unless this candle right here is the test. That's your 15-minute play right there. You got a divergence here going on too on the 15-minute. I don't really like, you know, do too much TA on the 15-minute just because it's such a short time frame. Like anything could happen. 1 hour, it's breaking the falling wedge as well. But look what we're approaching here. So I'm gonna put this out there right now. I do have a short open. I hate saying this, but I do have a short open, and I just took it when I got home about 20 minutes ago. I have a short open right here, and I have my stop. What's my stop? I have my stop a little bit above V stop up here. And I took this short position based on this 1 hour chart. So if we have another failure here, then what I could see happening is we could fail here, possibly come down, double bottom here. Four hour looks like trash. It's just a bear flag right now on 4 hour. .6 hour, and it's still a bear flag, but we're trying to close above V stop. 1 day, yeah. Bearish engulfing. Definitely doesn't look good. The thing is though, man, is like, I don't know, like, Bitcoin, it just does its own thing. It's so hard to like do technical analysis on it just because it does what it wants to do. You know, we could do all the TA in the world, but I mean, you know it doesn't behave like it's supposed to. That's the only thing that, that's why I don't like trading it really anymore, but we'll see. We got a pretty strong trend here too, man. And this is a touch on the trend. So if you look at it, this longer trend that we have here, how do I put this? This longer trend we have here only has 2 touches. This middle trend here also has 2 touches. This trend, it's just been grinding it up since June 10th. So personally, to me right now, this minor trend right here, that this bearish engulfing came to touch and test, to me this is the strongest trend right now, at least on the daily. But these are definitely like levels that that are definitely possible. You want to short F at 306. I don't know, man. Like the only thing that would make me want to short is this bearish engulfing. I mean, the daily just closed, so, and this is a daily chart right here. But I mean, this is a pretty strong trend too. Cause like seriously, if you play this the same way that I play like equities, like this would almost be like a buy signal right here, man. Like you're coming down to test trend, and now you have 2 green candles. I mean, I guess 1 green candle because this one still has a while. This one still has 4 hours to close, but like this trend seems to have proven itself. I mean, if you're thinking about shorting, this would probably be like a safe entry, and then you have your stop right above V stop. Remember, like if you're using the V stop, the closer you open up a position to V stop, the safer you are, whether it's a long position or a short position, because you use that as your stop. You put your stop right above it or right below it, depending on if you're long or short. So the closer you are to it, the safer, less risk your position is. So. The thing is here though, we did break out of this downtrend, and we do have this trend line here right underneath it. Now this is a fucking, pardon my language, this is a short. Wow, that looks like trash. Oh wow, Litecoin took a dive, dude. I might short left. Do they offer leverage on Litecoin on Kraken? They don't offer leverage on Kraken for Litecoin. Oh, so I can't short it, but If I could, this was definitely the worst looking one in my opinion, out of the top three. I would seriously, I would come to this. Can you short Litecoin on BitMEX? Oh, okay. Yeah, like if I were to short this, I would seriously, I would come to the 6 hour. I would let this come up a little bit more, let it catch up with V stop, open up the short there. LTC, BTC, they have that on BitMEX. Oh no, it would be XBT, right? Look at that, dude. Look at all these like. You could seriously just set a buy at V stop every 6 hours. Come back if you have the time, or I guess set a sell, because that looks bad. This looks even worse. Are you still in your Neo position? That and GE. How's the GE one doing? You gonna see if we still have failure here? Hey, what's up, Max? How you doing, bro? Doing all right, man. Just taking it easy tonight. Just a chill night. Deja, I picked up some McDonald's calls today. Check this. That's the daily, dude. I had my alert set, and it hit my alert, came down. I got it about halfway through the candle. I'm up 5% on it already today. It was a really expensive option. I bought it in the money. I bought two August 16th $195 calls. You see Boeing today? Check out this. Shorted the hell out of this. Here, I'll show you something real quick. Check that out on Boeing. They released news this morning that there's another problem with the 737 MAX. I picked up some out of the money puts. Yeah, that's one day. That's just from today. 53.4%. The AMD call was pretty cool. Yeah, I closed my AMD today. I closed both of my AMD positions. I had some I had some out of the money calls that I picked up. I believe they were the 28 strikes. AMD. No, they were the 35. They were $35 strikes. July 19th. I sold those today. And then I also had a short put that I bought back to close today on AMD. I should post that on Twitter. Get all the neckbeards raging. The AMD's, it's finding some resistance here, but I'm always looking to re-enter everything. Like I have a few stocks that I really like to trade, and AMD's one of them. It's really fun. I took a hit on Intel today. Intel was bringing down the Dow. I don't know why either, but I took a hit on this today. But I bought some more to lower my average. Hey, what's up, John? You closed yours today too? What, oh, you're talking about this here? It's alright, man. Like, I sold because, I mean, we got a gap. We got a gap up, and so it worked out, but I did break one of my rules. So, what's today? Thursday, Wednesday. So yesterday, because I was adding on to my AMD position here on Tuesday. Yesterday we had this huge gap up. We came all the way up and then all the way back down. One of my rules is basically gaps are gifts. You know what I mean? Like, I would say 90% of the time I close a trade if I'm in a position and it gaps up. I didn't close it yesterday, and I was kind of kicking myself in the ass at the end of the day, but held on strong, and then we got this really good day here, and I literally closed it at resistance. So we'll see how this acts tomorrow. Maybe we'll, we'll come up here. We'll try to break through. If we do break, I won't buy this if we break it right away. What I'll look for is for us to break it, pull back, and then go back up. That'll be like my my re-entry signal. But yeah, it looks good. And like I said, AMD is one of those fun ones to play. But the thing is, though, is like, so tomorrow I'm probably not going to pick up any new positions just because it's going to be very, very choppy tomorrow morning. The market's going to be all over the place tomorrow until the president has his meeting with China. So depending on how that goes or what news comes out of that, that's going to, determine that the way that the market's going to go. So I would be real careful about any positions that you're opening up. I like to close positions on Fridays, to be honest with you, like rather than opening up new ones. But yeah, it's going to be really choppy tomorrow morning. I think it's either going to be flat or we're going to be bouncing all over the place. I'm still holding my my Boeing position though. Might hold it down to like maybe somewhere in this area here, this 360-ish. We are on some support here, so I'll see how it goes tomorrow, but I'll most likely try to get out of it tomorrow. But we'll see if I can if I can squeeze a little bit more out of it, I'll do it. I picked up 24-hour spot, gold is ripping, tested 1400. JNUG. Definitely uptrending. This would have scared me. This candle would have scared me here. Yes. Huge gap. Huge gap. It's It's over a 9% gap. Yeah, I'd say just be careful. Have your alerts and stops in place. My thought would be that if there is a deal tomorrow, gold is gonna go down, but we'll see. I picked up some Bank of America puts today on this theory right here. Got a potential head and shoulders forming right now. It's 4 hour. Go to the daily. The thing I have to watch out for on this is if we find some support here, pull back to support and then take off. That's what I gotta watch out for. That big move down yesterday was scary because the market was up that day. It turns out it was a leader. You talking about on JNUG? That big the big bearish engulfing. Like I said, I added to my Intel position today because it was down pretty big. So I bought some more. What did I buy? I bought some more. I bought some more out of the money calls. I picked up the July 19th $50 strikes. I added onto my position, and then I also have a August 16th $44 call. That's in the money though. Intel shook you out? Did you get into it the same time I did? Dude, I really thought we were gonna fill this gap today. Why is this not working? Yeah, 2.75% gap. I thought we were gonna fill that today, just because this was pushing so high yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, we broke that resistance yesterday, and I thought, I thought this close yesterday was really nice. It was really nice. It was a very bullish close. Yeah. But I mean, we're holding on to this right here, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I bought some more today to average down. I bought McDonald's. I bought McDonald's on this uptrend. Nice consolidation. And we're starting to break that resistance. So, like I was telling Deja, I got my alert early this morning. It pulled back a little bit. I bought her about midway through this candle right now. I'm up 5% on it already. What else did I buy today? Oh, I sold some premium on Snapchat. So I already have a long in the money call. I have a $13 strike on Snapchat right now. And then I sold, what did I sell? I sold the the August 16th $13 puts. This sideways motion. So if we do consolidate to the trend, we still have another few days. So I'll be collecting money on that sideways movement. And if we do break this resistance up here, I'll be making money with my in the money call. My problem was the AMD and Intel were green, and I was too heavy into JNUG and GBTC. With Bitcoin sell-off, all of the red was blinding. Rather than sell losers, I sold whatever was green to preserve. Hey man, locking in profit's not a bad thing. I don't really, I don't do any of those crypto stocks. GBTC, I don't mess with that. I don't mess with Riot. As you can see, like GBTC, Riot's down 19% today. GBTC is also down 19%. And Bitcoin is down, was down like 19 or 20%. You literally have like the same exact chart as Bitcoin. Look at this. 22% at low. Hey, look at this. Look at this chart. It's identical to Bitcoin's. It's funny. I never noticed that. Is Riot the same way? Not the exact same, but it's close. TTW. I'm still on my TTWO trade. Had a good day today. Looks like we're trying to make our way back into the trend. And we did close above this resistance line here that we have here, which is good. The only thing I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for on this trade is that I bought the July 19th. I wish I would have went to the next month. I wish I would have bought the August contracts to give myself some more time. And my problem child right now is Twitter, it looks like. So the guy that, you know, I followed that basically taught me how to trade options, he calls this here an Oreo cookie. Like you have a black day, a red day, and then a black day. And he sees this as a bullish sign. GBTC was my way to buy without opening another account. Gotcha. I like Oreos too. I love Oreos and milk. But like, this is the reason I'm in Twitter is here is like, I know we did break underneath this support level here. But we'll see. Maybe we get a rally to this downtrend. Watch out with Twitter. What? Why? Was there some news today about them changing their terms of agreement or something like that? They're gonna censor Trump? No, are you serious? Well, how could they do that? When was that news released? Was it this morning or at the end of the day? Oh no, if that's true and they actually do that, yeah, that wouldn't be towards the end. So I'm in for a rude awakening tomorrow morning on Twitter. You're basically saying. I did hear something about that today on the radio. Yeah, I don't see how they could do that, but oh, John, you don't do options? That's why I got a new fanboy. Yeah, man, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge. Futures are up a little bit right now. today was, a really nice day. I was saying in the beginning, I like how we pulled back and we held this resistance here, or the support here. The only thing that scares me is this downtrend here. We'll see tomorrow if we have a down day, then if we get another red candle here, then we got to start watching out. But then again, tomorrow is really going to depend on how the meeting goes and what news comes out of it. Dow was down today. I think the Dow did the worst out of all of them. So Nasdaq was no, IWM didn't either. IWM is the ugliest out of all of them by far. We start still in this massive downtrend. Nasdaq though didn't break the high like the SPY did. I think diamonds did too, didn't it? No, but it's close. Nasdaq didn't even come close. But I do like how we're holding this support. You heard from a little brew birdie that there may be a training something or something coming up, so I'm waiting for trade confirmation. What do you mean like a training? Are you allowed to say? Are you talking to me or are you talking to Deja, John? Rumors are what moves the market. Buy the rumors, sell the news. We all know that. Facebook looks like it's getting rejected here on this downtrend. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean either, John. I closed my target position. We broke through this support here and then tested it, failed, tested it again today, couldn't break through it. Ameren Corporation still looking really good. Today was a buy signal. Deja, these are pretty, probably pretty cheap options here, and this is a really nice trend. Really, really nice. Broke out of this big downwards wedge. Oh, about the Discord? Yeah. Yeah, Deja is starting up that the Discord soon. I don't even know the date. He hasn't even told me the date. But I have been I do have my own section in there to you know, post my option plays and stuff like that, and I have been. So I have like I have a backlog of all my plays, you know, when I'm buying them, when I'm closing them, why I'm buying them, why I'm closing them. So that's all backlogged. Yeah, man. If like I was telling Deja and you know Kitoy, like the thing with the options is that it's very intimidating because it's like so much different like lingo and so many different strategies that you could do. Hey, man, there's a beginning. There's a beginning for everything. XLV broke out of this huge wedge, called it back here, rolled this up, got out of it. I think I got out of it up here on this consolidation. But it's looking like it's pulling back. So like I don't know if this is going to be the trend here. Like this is kind of, you know, it's only, I guess today would be 3 touches, but if we see any like upward movement from right here, then I would say this is a pretty good buy as well. I'll be watching this tomorrow. This is the healthcare, it's a healthcare ETF. So I'll be taking a look at this tomorrow. We could see some more potential upside. Thing is, you know, we have this big bearish candle here, so kind of got to be careful. But I do like how it pulled. I do like how it rested on trend, and then today we did have a green day. I do like that. GoPro just continuing to fail. It just failed this massive support. Just following this downtrend. I closed my cron today, all the way at the top. I thought it was going to break out today, but it didn't. But I did get a close on the top. Did you work on like the floor or something, John? You worked on the phones. Gotcha. You in Chicago or New York? Nice. John, I know you said you're in JNUG. Have you ever looked at GLD? It's a gold ETF. It's a little more pricier than JNUG, but if you're into the gold, then oh, you watch it every day? Yeah. See how Apple does tomorrow. I like playing. Apple's another one of those that I like to play just because like it's it moves a lot, moves with news. Yeah, yeah. JNugs, yeah, it's 3x. So yeah, I don't like I don't like trading 3x's. We have a tight consolidation here too on Apple. We broke out of it and came back into it. Do have a little bit of resistance here. Tomorrow, if we have a nice day on Apple, I would I would say it's definitely a buy. I don't know what trend line it's going to want to follow. If it's going to want to follow this major one down here from the bottom, or if it's going to want to follow this, shorter term one here. I would say this one here is probably more accurate. So yeah, we pulled back the trend, came up, another day of rest. Today wasn't that much movement on it at all. So basically it's flat. Gapped up a little bit. Yeah, we'll see how Apple how Apple opens up tomorrow. If we get some green movement, like maybe in the morning or halfway through the day, I wouldn't mind looking at taking a position on this. Let me see how the option chain looks on this. So I would buy when I'm doing underlyings like Apple or Facebook or like any of these big ones like this. I always play in the money. So I would definitely come out to the August 16th. In the money. The only one that I see with a delta between 70 and 80 is the $185 strike. Bid is 1810 and ask is 1830 with almost 4,000 open interest to 75 delta. Yeah, it would be the August 16th 185 strike. That's what I would buy on this tomorrow. Just leave myself a little note. Yeah, that's why you want to learn options. Yeah, man. When Deja opens up that Discord, like I said, I got my own section. He gave me. I had the privilege of having my own section there. So opened up a couple pizza shops. Oh yeah. I use Tastyworks. I use Tastyworks for my platform. It's the cheapest, unless you're using Robinhood, but I don't like Robinhood for options. Yeah, Robinhood is like there is like no option chain. It's just like a screen. It's not organized. You have to click on each individual strike to see, you have to click on the strike and then you have to click another button just to see like the Greeks and stuff like that. It's too much. You can't see everything. It's not easy to navigate. Whereas Tastyworks is, and their fees are cheap. It's only $1 to open and it's free to close. Yeah, I wouldn't use Robinhood for options, man. Like buying stock and stuff like that, it's perfectly fine. If you're gonna use Tastyworks, let me know. I'll give you my referral code. Back to Boeing. Opened up a put on this morning. On the bad news with another problem with the 737 Max. They're saying that it's, I think, a software problem now, and they tried to cover their ass and say like it was a very easy fix, but in reality, someone called them out on it, and they said it could be a while before those are all fixed. So right now I'm up 53% on my Boeing position from this morning. So I'm gonna let this ride out. I'll either sell it when we catch this trend line. I'll see how it reacts there, or I'll sell it into some like a support area somewhere down here. Zynga. I've traded Zynga before, but I don't really. It's a cheap stock, and it doesn't really. I don't know. It doesn't really have good volatility. But it is. It was in a nice uptrend. Now it's failing. The thing, all it takes is one bad day to like drop us underneath, and then it struggles to make a recovery. Yeah, John, you have me on Twitter, right? I'll send you a message with my code. I'd appreciate it, man. Alibaba. Alibaba's looking good. I do like Alibaba. Thing is, this is a Chinese stock, and any bad news tomorrow is going to send this stock to the ground. Is there a trend line coming down on Baba? Look at the top before sell-off. What do you mean? Up here? Or this top? This here? Yep. I guarantee people got crushed on this. They get that, The thing too is like it gapped down super hard, made another run for it, and just failed the next day too. Yeah. I do like this though. Like I do like this little trend we're in here. Right now it's too overextended for me to buy it, but I do like it. Back to Twitter. We got the Oreo going on. We'll see how the Oreo plays out. Roku was doing like really, really good, and Roku fell off the cliff. Now, what I'm looking, because I like to trade Roku too. Like these more expensive stocks, they bring in so much more like potential gains. That's why I like trading them over like the small ones. You could buy like one or two, calls or puts on these things and make like good money compared to trading something cheap where you got to buy like 20 or 30 of them. Now, whether we catch ourselves on this trend line or this longer one here, we'll have to wait and see. I do think that we get a bounce. If this one doesn't hold, I still think we do get a bounce off this. Oh, my Bitcoin short is doing really good right now. I'm up 3%. Nice. We might be coming back to test the downtrend though. Unless this wick here was the test. Yeah, but Roku took a beating. The past couple days has just been like a relief. Brew has me thinking more bearish. Was doing some homework and saw that this thing about this being the heaviest time in history of a company buyback. What are you talking about, Roku? Oh, the market in general. Yeah, we are top heavy, but I tell all these like all these bears right now on the market, like we are like I definitely think we are overextended, but I don't know. Like the thing is, we're still looking good. Like there hasn't been any like major like sell signals. Like the worst thing that I think that has been like shown is this hanging man here. Other than that, like with the Warren Buffett indicator, no. What's that? Like this definitely could be putting us in a new downtrend here, like a micro downtrend. But it's too like news based right now. Like I said, tomorrow is seriously going to determine whether we break to the upside or break to the downside, and then we have the whole like thing with the Fed's cutting interest rates too. Like that's gonna we're gonna see a lot of volatility coming from that as well. So it's I don't know. I'm not bearish on it yet. I'll be bearish when we break this 50. That's when I start to get bearish. Is that like an indicator on TradingView called the Warren Buffett indicator? Marvel didn't see any upside to that. What's it called? To the MU earnings. No, I get what you're saying. I get that. Like we're due for a correction. I get that. But why? Like why? See, my whole thing is like I don't try to like predict it. Like I don't guess like when a recession or when a pullback or something like that is coming. I don't buy into that because your guess is as good as my guess is as good as the next guy's guess. No one could call that. So what you do is you play what's given to you. You don't try to anticipate a move. That's how you get wrecked. I used to do that all the time, and I used to get wrecked all the time doing that. So I don't do that anymore. I trade what's given to me. Like what I see is I trade it when it happens. I don't trade it beforehand. That's just me. I know like some people like want to like front run and get in before the crowd does so they can make the most return on it. Like pick the top and pick the bottom. Like I don't do that anymore. That never worked out for me. I'm sure like there's people that do it and I would say like it's either someone that knows something on the inside or it's luck. But picking the tops and picking bottoms aren't like it. First of all, it's not easy to do. And second of all, it's really risky to do because you're basically buying or selling into something with no confirmation. Like it's just a guess. I mean, yeah, I guess technically we are all guessing when we make a directional play, but at least we have something to kind of back it up. Faz. This looks like the VIX. Bear 3x. Oh, it's one of your 3x. One of your 3x ETFs. So you play these? Fast and Faz. Bull and Bear 3x. Yeah, this is the weekly chart. Russell 2000. Yeah, the Russell's the one that's doing the worst out of all of them. Yeah, like I said, when SPY starts to break down, then like, so to me, I don't really, um, I mean, yeah, I don't want to see like us go into a recession, but it's not really going to make a difference in the way that I trade. If you're looking at it in, that point of view, instead of having a long bias, I'll just have a short bias. Maybe the first week, if you have long positions open, you'll get crushed, but then you just kind of, step back and adjust yourself to the current market condition. What's Microsoft gonna do? Microsoft just keeps on putting in new high after new high after new high after new high, new high. See what happens tomorrow on Microsoft. Pulls back the trend. Where do I have this here? You think View's a good company, but it rarely won't last. It did really good on their earnings. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, John. You're long-term bullish on Micron? I do think that we see a pullback after this earnings. I mean, we are at some resistance right now. Yeah, but the earnings, they had a crazy day, and then another pretty good day today too. I bet the calls are super expensive right now. I bet you could sell some premium on the calls. Oh yeah, you could. Oh yeah, that's juicy. That's really, really, really juicy. If you were to sell Oh, hold on. I messed that up. My bad. Might be. Uh, yeah, sell call, yeah. What do you mean you need 25? What do you need? You need 25 more shares? What do you mean you need 25 more? Or like you're looking to buy 25 more shares? No. No, you don't. You don't need. That's for you're talking about a cash secured. You could do it on margin on margin. Shows that I'm hungry. You could do it on margin. So if you sold the 30 delta call right now, which would be the 42 strike, you're collecting $90 in credit, but your buying power is reduced by $415. Yeah, that I don't know if they allow that then on IRA. Yeah, so if you sell it right now, you would collect a $90 credit, but your yeah, Robinhood doesn't. You have to have Robinhood Gold, I believe, and you have to have like they want you to like trade. They want you to buy calls and buy puts and like have more option experience before they let you sell naked calls or naked puts. That's just to cover their own ass. Like I think it even tells you like you have to have more option experience in order to unlock this or whatever. So yeah, you receive a $90 credit. You're paying 415 bucks. Your buying powers are being reduced by $415. That's you're collecting 21% of credit. I usually only sell premium. Yeah, so you need collateral. You need it has to be a cash secured trade. You have to have that much cash in your account, I think. So this is only a 21%, 21.6% credit received. So to me, when I sell premium, the minimum I usually look for 33%. The minimum I'll take is 30%. So this is not even enough for me right now. I mean, you could go a little bit like further out in the money instead of selling the yeah, see, it's not like to me. I wouldn't do it just yet. Do I think it's a bad trade? No, I think we'll see some more. We'll see some downside, like short-term downside. But I want to get more credit for like that kind of trade. Like the put that I sold on AMD the other day, I received like 36% credit on it. Will I bring up the option chain? Yeah. Give me a second. This bar chart. Give me a second. How do I? So here, I was talking about selling the. I was talking about selling the $42 put or $42 call. This one right here. Here, I'll make it easy. I'll make it easier for you guys. I just want to make sure none of my account information is showing. Hold up. $35% of commission as well. No, yeah, see, I don't mess with like the butterflies and jade lizards and shit like that. I don't go that deep into it. But okay, so when you're selling premium, I'll run you through a quick little thing here. So when you sell premium, you want to look for about 45 days out because 45 to 30 days is that sweet spot where theta, which is time decay, is going to be working in your favor. So for every day that passes, option prices go down because of theta. Theta is always working against option prices. So when you're selling something, you actually want more theta because it's lowering the price because you're selling an option and you're going to buy it back with the intent to buy it back at a cheaper price. So you're basically, it's weird. So you're basically shorting it, but it's a long position. So 30 to 45 days is that sweet spot on theta and when you're selling an option. So I mean, technically you could do this August 9th here, but like if you look here, like the open interest, which means how many contracts are open. Look, there's nothing being traded, and right now we're on Micron. So you can't do August 9th. So the next one would be in August 9th. You see these little W's here? This means that they're weeklies. These usually have less volume. So you could look at the August 16th, and now you start seeing the open interest. So you want to look for, when you're selling a call, you want to look for about a 30 delta. So a 30 delta is, you basically have a 70% chance of staying out of the money. You want to stay out of the money at expiration when you're selling a call or a put. So whether it's a call or whether it's a put, you want to look for that 30 delta area, as close as you can get to 30 deltas, which gives you the best risk to reward. So you basically have a 70% chance of staying out of the money at time of expiration. So if you were to sell a call on Micron right now, you would do this $42 strike, which, as you see, has the highest open interest, because I'm sure these are the people that are selling. And you could look on the put side too. You have good open interest here too. So you would sell this call, and say you go to mid price, which is 90. and you're basically collecting $90 for every one contract here. So as you go, like, see, the thing that's nice about Tasty Trade is that it gives you like your probability of profit, which right here is 77%. So you have a 77% of making at least 1 penny on this contract. If you sell it at 50%, so say you buy this you're selling it at 90 and you're buying it back to close at 45 cents, your probability of profit just went from 77 to 92%. You get what I'm saying? And Dan, the reason that Robinhood is not letting you do it is because when you sell an option, you're limited. Like, you have a max profit that you can make. You could only make as much as you sell this for. So if you sell it for 90, your max profit's only going to be $90. But on the other hand, your max loss is infinity. And that's the reason they're not letting you sell it unless you have cash in your account to cover it. Because if this option, if you sell a call, you have a bearish direction. So if this underlying keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, you're going to keep losing money. And this, that Micron could go to infinity, you know what I mean? It's highly unlikely that we open up tomorrow plus $100, you know what I mean? You and I both know that's not going to happen, but you never know. Like, something happens, and then, that's why your max loss is infinity. And then, like, on the other way around, like, you sell a put, here, your max loss is still huge, and technically it's unlimited, but really it is limited because the lowest a stock could go is $0, right? Say Micron closes its doors tomorrow and goes down, you know what I mean? Do I do spreads? The only time I do spreads is on really expensive underlines where, like, if it's going to reduce the buying power by like a crazy amount, then I'll do a spread because it lowers it like significantly. So like if you wanted to do like a put spread, like, we'll say you want to, okay, so we'll stick with selling the call, and then you want to cover yourself and buy a call. Now, like, look at the difference. So before you were collecting, so when we were just selling this call, when we were just selling this $42 strike, you're collecting $90 in credit, but your max loss is unlimited. So to cover your max loss, you buy a call, and now look, your max loss is only $78, but on the other hand, you're only collecting $22 now instead of $90. So it limits your profit that you can make, but it also limits your downside. Capped at what you can make, but reduces your cost. Yeah. So when you sell a call or sell a put, the credit that you receive is the most that you can make. You can't make anything more than what the credit you receive, because say we sold this August 16th call right here, and we held it all the way till expiration, right? So we received we received $90 when we sold it, and we're gonna hold it all the way till expiration in another, what is it, 50 days. So if this option expires out of the money on August 16th, you're gonna keep that complete $90 credit. But say we sell this call and tomorrow Micron, say we sell this call tomorrow and Micron ends up going down 5%. Well, these option prices are going to go down a lot, so you're going to be up money. So, I mean, you would sell it, you know what I mean? You could hold it till expiration if you want, if you think it's going to keep going down, but to me, like, I'd rather lock in my profits. I rarely ever hold anything till expiration. Another thing you have to understand too is when you sell an option, you can be assigned, and then you have to buy those options or those contracts. So that screws some people over. So when you sell an option, you have to keep up with it. First of all, you have to be very patient. You have to let time do its job. You have to let theta do its job, and you also have to manage your position. So once they say you should manage at 21 days, so once 21 days comes along, then you have to decide either I'm closing my trade, and I'm either collecting any credit that's left, or I'm closing it for a loss, or you can roll it to the next expiration, which basically is you're keeping the same strike. You could change your strikes, but usually you don't, because you end up paying for it. But you would roll it to the next expiration date with the same strike, and you would receive another credit. So all you're basically doing is you're making another trade. You're closing this trade and opening up the exact same trade on the next expiration date. Would I say, do I buy more or sell more? I buy more. But some people like Tasty, like Tasty works or Tasty Trade, their whole strategy is selling premium. Like they rarely ever buy calls or buy puts. If you're selling premium, you have to be, like I said, very patient. You have to take your time. Like literally, like you pick a direction. If you do a directional trade, you pick a direction, take your trade, and check back in 2 weeks. See if you need to close it for a win, close it for a loss, or roll it to the next expiration. And the thing is like the theta. What was I gonna say? Like the theta is just going to keep working against those prices the whole time it's open, and then this probability of profit here, like just because it says a 77% chance of winning, like that doesn't like really mean that. Like everyone in the world would take this trade if they had a 77% chance of winning, right? So what they're saying is over time, with many occurrences, you have a 77% chance. So people that sell premium, they'll have like 20 or 30 trades open at one time, just sitting there, just letting them decay in time. And then when that 21-day managing period comes up, then they'll decide, okay, I have to roll it, or okay, I have to close this for a loss, or I'm going to close this for a win. You guys get what I'm saying? You got any questions on that? Dude, I'm making bank right now on my Bitcoin short. Oh yeah, V-stop. Do your thing, baby. Do your thing. I just have to make sure this is not coming down for a retest and then bounce off of this. I don't want this to happen. No problem, Dan. You shorted 300 when we stopped. I was taking short. I took a short earlier on the 15-minute chart here. I took this one right here. Oh, at 13, and you got, oh, that sucks, dude. Yeah, I'd be salty too. I'd be pissed. Yeah, but why, like, why did you short that? You shorted at 13,300. So we were basically right here. 13,300. We were like basically like right here onto this candle. Why would you short that? Because you knew it would retrace. And we all knew it was going to retrace, but you didn't know when it was going to retrace. That's the thing. Like, I'm not telling you, I'm not like trying to be a, you know, an ass about it. I'm just saying, like, we had this huge up move here. Like, you don't know when this is going to stop going. Like, look at all, look how many days. Look how many days of green that we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, we all know the retracement's going to come. The thing is, though, we don't know when it's going to come. And you don't want to predict it. Oh, I'm sure a bunch of people were shorting this. You know, they probably shorted this. Oh, look how overextended it is. Nope, went up again. Short of this. Nope, went up again. Short of this. Nope. If you're trading on a, like a, say you were trading on the 4-hour chart, this should have been your short. Either short because of a bearish engulfing, or you're going to short this one here. Like, let it establish its like downtrend first, and then you short. Like, I preach about it. Don't try to pick tops and don't try to pick bottoms. If you do it, you're going to lose. Dan, I'm not trying to be a dick about it. Trust me. I'm just trying to like show you like what I learned learn from my mistakes, man. Like, I don't know how long you've been trading or like trading Bitcoin for, but I used to try to call tops and bottoms, and I get crushed every time doing it. That's why I don't do it anymore. Was I correct? So yeah, so when you're selling premium, you want to get something between 30 to 45 days is that sweet spot. So yeah, 45 days, and the closest you could get to a 30 delta, correct? Or like a 30 delta for calls, or a negative 30 delta for short puts. And yes, you want to make sure. So I go by the rule for every one contract that I'm trading, I want there to be at least 10 open interest. So if I'm trading one contract, I want there to be 10 open interest. If I'm trading 2 contracts, I want there to be at least 20 open interest, just to make sure you have a way out of that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be the only person holding a contract. Who are you going to sell it to? You know what I'm saying? I'll be right back in a second. I gotta grab some water real quick. Yeah, but John, you were right on that. You went along 9,500. If you're going according to VStop, that is a good price. I'm up 4.5% on my short right now. I'm playing the hourly though. How about buying? So John, when you buy, when I look for, when I look to buy a contract, 90% of the time I buy in the money contracts. So you're in the money, you know, like this orange line right here, above this is in the money calls, below this is in the money puts. So when I'm buying something, I look for the closest, I look for something between a 70 to 80 delta. 70, you know, we got a 74 here, a 79 here. Here we have a 72 and a 78. And I look to be around, I would say around 60 to 80 days out, which, you know, usually gives, you know, it gives you time, it gives your position time to work its way out. The worst thing that happens to people is they buy, like, you know, short-term options and they don't have any time. So, like, if I were to buy a call on Micron right now, I have two to choose from, basically, according to my rules. I have the $35 strike and I have the $34 strike. Which one do I choose? I'm asking you, John, which one would I choose between the 35 and the 34? Which would I choose and why? The 34 has more open interest. 34 has 825. 35 has 593. I would choose 34. See, in this case, they're so close, it really wouldn't matter. The only thing is, like, yeah, the 35 would be cheaper, but usually I choose the one with more open interest. So at a 74 delta, you have a 74% chance of this option staying in the money. Now, when you're buying an option, I'm just trying to teach you, man. So when you're buying an option, now, see, before it's opposite now from what it was before. Before, remember, you had a max profit and an infinity loss. Here is the opposite. You have an infinity max profit because Micron could go to $20 million stock tomorrow. So, but your max loss is the most that you pay. You can't lose more than you pay. You got any other questions? Past performance is not indicative of future results. That is correct. I agree with that. Am I long-term bullish on Bitcoin? Yes. So what would you say is average dollar amount you're buying? What do you mean? Like, how many contracts do I buy? It's all relative to the size of your account. I can't really answer that. Like, if you have a larger account, you could buy more contracts, but I would, starting out, I would definitely keep it to a minimum. If you're selling premium, they say trade small and trade often. So you want to take small trades, average 1K a contract, or pay up. Well, my McDonald's contract today cost me $1,300 for one, and I bought two of them. So it's relative to your account size. Like, like when you buy in the money contracts, they're more expensive because you basically already have a winning position. Yes, I bought two calls. So, like, look how cheap the out of the money, you know what I mean? Like, look how cheap out of the money calls are. Like, you can get one call this for $92 compared to you buy up here in the money. Look how much it's costing you, $500, almost 600, 670. Yeah, in the money is expensive, But on the other hand, you also have that higher probability. You have that higher delta. Yeah, Dan, I bought McDonald's today. On this here, on this, it's been uptrending really nicely, and we have some tight consolidation here. And I had my alert set where you see this line on the top. I had an alert set there. We popped over it. We came back down, and I bought it about halfway through this candle, and I'm up 5% right now. So tomorrow I'm looking for a breakout, basically. And if we get a large gap up, I'll sell it in the morning. Well, no, the share price, so what happened is we opened up today, my alert triggered, whatever 1439 is. Do I tend to buy at the end of the day for gaps up and down? Not really. No, so yeah, not really, John. Yeah, I bought halfway up the candle. We came up, we came back down, I bought, and it came back up and closed. I mean, we still have this here. I mean, these two wicks here to break, but yeah, we'll see how it works tomorrow. John, not really. I don't really like. I follow the same strategy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't buy looking, for a gap up the next day. I trade the daily chart. I always trade the daily chart. I'll look at 4 hours. Like, if I'm in a position and I'm thinking about getting out of it or something like that, I'll go down to the 15 minutes to see like okay, we had a run up consolidation. We had a run up consolidation. We had a run up. Maybe tomorrow morning we pull back, test that area, and then come up from there. That's the only reason I use smaller time frames. But like to trend trade, I always do the 1 hour. Or not the 1 hour, the 1 day. I'm sorry. Dan, how did you find my stream, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, okay. So you're from Dejas? Cool. So yeah, like at night too, like I'll go through my watch list, see if anything is setting up nicely. Nvidia's been looking really good, but all the semiconductors had a boost from Micron's earnings. No problem, dude. Home Depot is not looking too bad. It's going to depend on tomorrow, Dan, with the president's meeting with China. You know, a lot of them are Chinese companies, or they do a lot of business with China. I like this. I like this on Home Depot though. We had a nice run up. We actually did make a new high. We broke this high. We came down. We tested trend. We held. We had a green day, and today we had a gap up. Had a wick back down to trend. So tomorrow, if we have a some buyers stepping in on this trend line, this is a buy. It's all good, John. If you got any questions or whatever, let me know. I'll answer them, to the best of my knowledge. So Home Depot is actually would be on my watch list for tomorrow. I do like this. We do have, we're not at all-time highs, so we do have some resistance here. But maybe, we make a push to test this again. See, if we could break it or if it fails. But, tomorrow, any kind of green tomorrow, I would say it's a buy. Would I buy? Yeah, Dan. Yeah, I think it's gonna test this first. Would I buy the opening bar or first pullback? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, I buy on confirmation. Like to me, I missed it, but this candle would have been a buy. Like right, no, I won't buy it like right at the open. I'll like see how it's doing. If we're holding up on trend though, at the pivot, are you using like a pivot indicator? See, like it's still not too late because we did have like this. I mean, oh, okay. See, it actually might be too late to get in here because this was the buy signal here, this green day, and even though we did come down today, we still had a gap up. So you're still making money. You're still green. Shout out to Bruzy. I don't know if Deja's still here. Yeah, Dan. So if you're watching Deja stream, you know that he's opening up his Discord soon. I have my own section in there for options. So if you're interested in that, I'm posting like all my. I'm not gonna post like I'll tell you straight up. I'm not gonna post signals. Like I don't do that. I'm not gonna tell you, hey, buy Home Depot when it's at 206. 206 and sell when it's at 210 or 211. I'm not gonna do that. But I do share my trades in there. Yeah, I don't do that. but I will tell you when I think that there is a buy signal created. I'll tell you what I'm buying, when I'm buying, what option contracts I'm buying, and I'll also tell you when I'm exiting, how much I made or how much I lost on it. I'll tell you why I bought this. You know what I mean? Like buying Home Depot because it's following a nice uptrend. We had we created a higher high. We pulled back, held on trend, followed by buyer stepping in the next day. Yeah, and like I've been posting my trades already in there, so it's all backlogged. So when it opens, anyone that's in the option area or whatever, they could see, my recent trades, how they went. Hey, do you guys remember what? Do you remember what stock I was looking at earlier that I like wrote something at the top? I wrote some option contract at the top. That I was gonna look, that I was on watch for tomorrow. I forgot which one it was. Damn, I'm gonna have to look through all my stuff again. I found it. It's Apple. There it is. It's Apple. So here, tomorrow, I'm watching Apple. Following an uptrend, pulled back to trend. Buyers came in. We pulled back to trend today. We'll see if we have, something going on tomorrow morning if we have some buyers stepping in. We are at a resistance zone, so I want to see us break this here. So this is what I was kind of watching out for here, guys, like a retest of this downtrend. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna close my short position right now. I just closed my short. So that short's closed. For 3.5%. See, I'm not taking the risk of us touching this downtrend and then bouncing. I could have got more out of it. fine with 3.5%. I'll just wait for this to come back up, retest V-stop, see if it fails. We also have a divergence here. Futures are flat again. We were up a good amount, now it's flat again. Let me go back to my red list. See what else we got popping off for tomorrow. Adobe ain't looking bad. I'm just waiting for this thing to break out. Check this out, guys. This might be the call. This might be the call of the year right here. I actually like this right now. We're at the bottom of this channel. This wouldn't be a bad long. Long until we at least hit the top of this, and then possibly break out. I like these kind of trades too. I like these kind of trades too. These downward trends where you could buy on this bottom trend line. This consumer non-clinical. Altria is a tobacco company. See, you know what I notice usually happens with these kind of like downward channels, these falling wedges? What I notice happens is it'll come up. When it looks to break out, we always get that double bottom. It usually comes up like this, comes down to the same area, we get that double bottom, and then that's when we break out. That's what I've noticed. Let me see how the options look like for Mo. Oh, the option book is super light. Like super, super light. Like if you go to the August 16th, I think they own Marlboro. See the option book. The option book is really light. This would be my play right here. Yeah, so what I do is like I basically, you know, like those like Windows sticky notes or whatever. Like I'll just, you know, like oh, check this out. This is really nice too. Buy signal. To me, this is a buy signal. Nice uptrend, comes down, test a very strong support line. Look at how strong the support line is here. You get the test. Next day, we're green. That's a buy signal to me. I wonder how their options are. I've ever checked out their options. Oh wow, they're super light. There's like nothing even available. You could do the July 19th, but that doesn't really give you enough time. It's a 15-cent spread too. Yeah, as you guys can see, like all these charts I'm showing you, like this is how I trade. Like, you see all these different trend lines I have drawn out. Nice shorting opportunity here. Hit V stop next day. Black candle. That's your entry. This is a cheap one too. It's only $7. Go Daddy. Short signal. Short signal. Procter Gamble. Nice, very nice uptrending underlying. Pulls back to V stop. What happens when we pull back to V stop? What happened here? What happened here? What happened here? Pulls back to trend line. What happened here? Pulls back to V stop. What happened here? Pulls back to V stop. Are you guys getting the hang of this? Do you see like what I'm talking about? This is how I trade V-stop. Now the only option I see on Procter & Gamble for the August 16th would be the $105 strike, but it's at the money. So I know each position is independent, but what do you look for to take profits? Also, you said 60 to 80 day contracts. At what point does time start to really kick in? So remember, when you're buying a call or buying a put, that theta is going to start working against you. your options going to start decaying. Your price is going to start decaying. You're going to be losing money every day because you're going to be fighting that theta. And that really starts to kick in. Remember, I told you at that 45 to 30 day mark, that's when it really starts weighing in. Now, like August 16th contracts are only 50 days out, but like the next one would be 85 days out to September 20th, and there's really not any there's not really any options I like in there. That's why I would go with the August 16th. Is V-stop on TradingView, or is that the one Brew was creating? It's on TradingView. You just have to configure it a little differently. But yeah, Brew's putting it into one of his indicators, I believe. Yeah, so I'll be watching Procter & Gamble tomorrow. I can't even spell Configamaru. What's Configamaru? Short Procter? No, long Procter & Gamble. Long. I'll be looking for a long. Very nice uptrending underlying. With a pullback to V-stop. I'll be looking for a buy signal tomorrow here. I don't want to draw a trend line here because it's not, you know what I mean, like there's only 2 points. But, you know, you see what I mean? Like, comes up, pulls back, pulls back, pulls back, up, pulls back, up, pulls back, up, pulls back. There's no reason to fight the trend, you know what I'm saying? So this would be, I would be looking for a long. Coca-Cola, very strong uptrend right now. I wouldn't buy it yet. We've made a high, pulled back, made a higher high, pulled back. I don't know if it's going to pull back to the V-stop, if it's going to pull back to the trend line, but when the time comes, I'll watch it. It's not ready yet though. I'm not going to predict when this is going to pull back. I want to see it pull back and then take off again. I don't want to guess. AT&T's been kind of like choppy, like in these like big waves. AT&T's like ultimate like longer term trend is definitely down here. So we are overextended. It's not ready. I wouldn't trade this. Here's another one. Problem is with MasterCard here is that we actually made a lower high. We didn't make a higher high. So we are in a wedge. Yeah, I have them for my cell phone provider. We already talked about Mo. I have Mo on watch for tomorrow. I like this doji too. I think Mo is definitely going to be the top contender out of all the ones, and I just love this. I love playing these patterns, man. These patterns are so profitable. This is how I found Amron. I've been playing the hell out of Amron. This is when I called. Look at this. You want to see this? I called Boeing. You'll be able, if you go back, I believe I put it on my Twitter, on my StockTwits. Go back and look when I called Boeing and look at all the people that talk shit to me about it. If you, I forgot if I posted it on my Twitter or if I posted it on my StockTwits. I called Boeing, said it was bullish. Everyone was talking shit to me about it. I bought Boeing over here. See what I mean? You get that double bottom. Comes back up, retests, blows up. This is what I don't want to happen to Bitcoin right now. That's why I closed my short. This is what I don't want to happen to Bitcoin. Bounce, test, retest support, and then breaks out. Oh yeah, here it is. This, check this out. Look at how this is like, you couldn't get a cleaner chart than Pepsi right now. Pulls back to V-stop and trend. Pulls back. Pulls back to V-stop. Pulls back to V-stop and trend. Look what we had today, boys. Pull back to V-stop and trend. You couldn't get a better looking chart. This is on watch for tomorrow. If we go to September's, we could do the 125 strike. We do August. We would have to do the September's have a lot higher open interest than August does. wonder how Nike's earnings were today. Here's another one looking really good. Making new highs, consolidating back to trend. It's not ready yet, but soon. Hershey was looking so good and it broke down. XRP? What XRP? BTC or XRP USD? What downtrend did it break? You talking about like this one here? We just broke this, we just fell off of this daily uptrend here. Yeah, sold off really hard. This is why I don't trade alts. I don't trade alts anymore. The only alt I'll trade is Ethereum and Litecoin, but that's if I even do that. I have like a weird thing with alts is like you're basically in two trades at the same time. Especially if you're trading it against like Bitcoin, then it's like really hardcore because you're depending on it. Like these alts are so connected to Bitcoin price movements that you're basically, you know what I mean? Like you're trading two trades. Your Bitcoin's either has to be like stable or pulling back in order for an altcoin to rally. Bottom of the channel. What channel are you referring to? Oh, like right over here? You doing this trend here? Gotcha. Did you buy back in? You did buy back in? I really liked EOS. Like, look how clean that uptrend was, but we broke down. So I wouldn't touch this. I had an alert set on this line. I think you can probably see it here. EOS, USD. Yeah, see? Crossing trend line. I had an alert on it. We broke down underneath it though, so I'm not interested in it anymore. Yeah, a lot of them sold off because of BTC. This one looks the worst to me. Litecoin looks the worst to me. Ethereum's still holding. Ethereum is still holding up very well. I would keep an eye on this. There's a lot of potential here. I wouldn't buy it yet. I would just wait for it to consolidate a little bit more or come back down a little bit more to trend and then get a nice candle, a nice green candle that lifts us off that trend. That's what I would look for. This isn't ready for me yet. You could say that, yeah, it hit V-stop and it kind of reset itself. You could use that as an argument. Four-hour looks like it's ready to go, but we also have a red V-stop now. We're also in a downtrend. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, see, I don't keep up with like all the fundamental stuff. That's actually good news though. This ain't a bad buy. According to the 6 hour, this looks really good actually. But we could just be seeing a bear flag. We're struggling to break that V-stop now on Bitcoin on the 6 hour. You see that? We closed underneath it, and now we're struggling to break it to come back up above it. The last time we were trading below V-stop, or we had a close below it, was back here, June 19th. If you're looking at the daily, if you want to buy, like have the, like, so V-stop, what I use it as is like I was saying earlier, the closer you buy to V-stop, the more safe your trade is, the less risk you have. Because you could buy on V-stop and just set your stop right underneath it. So it's the less risk you have when you buy on VStop. And what I also like about trading the daily chart is you don't have like these monster wicks. It's so much more smooth and more clean. Wow, Exxon took a beating, huh? Damn. Oh wow. Yeah, someone made a lot of money on that. Someone's gonna have a good weekend. Here's another one to look out for here. Very clean uptrend. Pulling back to V-stop and trend. Keeping this on. Let me check these out here. This is a consumer non-clinical too, so these are like safe plays when the market's very volatile. Option book is super light. Oracle's looking nice here. We had a huge gap up. I've been watching this. We had a huge gap up from earnings. We're also putting in an ascending triangle. This has been on my radar here. End phase. This one, dude. I remember when this used to be down here. I remember when this was like $3. This is nice. Broke back into the trend. Might consolidate for another day or two, and then we'll see some lift off. This is on watch too. Tesla. I love shorting Tesla. I made so much money shorting Tesla. I got stopped out of my Starbucks position the other day. I closed it for a loss. I closed it because we broke this here. I closed it on this candle. It's a very ranging stock. So this is the kind of stock you'd sell premium on. Selling out of the money put down here. Sell it when it comes back into range. Selling out of the money call up here. Let it fall. You could play this back and forth. I liked playing PayX the whole way up. Now it's fell apart. Bad earnings. Shopify has been so good too. Shopify has been like one of the few stocks that's just been outperforming everything. It's starting to make its way back in now. Are you watching? What are you watching? JNug? PayPal's on watch. That's what killed us right there. That doji. VMware, nice short opportunity right here. A lot of these option books are light. Which one looks ready to collapse? VMware? No, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Which one looks ready to collapse? VMware? Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I like this though. The volume's just really light. There's like no options available for it. Very bad. General Mills did very bad on earnings, but now it's rallying. JCPenney looks like it's trying to recover from like this mean. Look at this downtrend on JCPenney. Can you believe JCPenney stock is only $1.10? I used to shop at JCPenney's a lot back in the day, not anymore though. They still have them out here. They have them at all the malls out here, but I haven't been in one in a long time. Yeah, man, they're not doing too good. American Express looking really good. Yeah. Now it's $1. American Express looking very, very good here. Once again, the option book sucks. Have to go to the Septembers. Dude, I was trading Planet Fitness for a while. Look how nice that was. And then, bam, fell off the cliff. Why is it so far off? What do you mean? Like, why is the price trading so far above it? Because it's just in a constant uptrend. It hasn't had time to like have a proper pullback. V-stop it hasn't caught up yet. But we are on a nice trend. Pull back to trend, buyer stepping in. It's kind of late on the game, but that would have been your buy signal. Today would have been a buy signal. QCOM first daily. Oh, never mind. I just can't see because of the trend line. Green V stop just started. We are in a downtrend though right here, and we're approaching it. I'm looking to short Aurora Cannabis too. I was looking at this earlier today. I'll be keeping an eye on this for a short entry. This will probably, yeah, QCOM's fucked up. This was outrageous, this pump. And look at this, retraced almost 100% of it. Here's one that you could look at, John. This is a cheaper one. This is like a good like entry, you know, not an entry signal, but like an entry in the options. So we're in a nice, strong, pretty strong downtrend. The only thing is though here we, you know what, remember how I mentioned that like double bottom on these downtrends? We have that double bottom right here. So that's what we have to be careful of. And we also have a divergence here. Cypress Hill. I'll be looking to short this here. I just want to make sure this doesn't play out, this divergence, this double bottom divergence. This is sometimes used as, you know, this is what I use as a trend reversal. You have the double bottom and then that bullish divergence here. It's a good sign of a trend reversal. But any follow through, any down day here would indicate a short position. I think Aurora Cannabis too is pretty volatile. I think they should have, yeah, they have. So this one would be AIG, nice uptrend, pullback, high, pullback, closed above V-stop today, looks decent. Let's go McDonald's. If I could catch a 100-bagger on this, I'll break my diet and go order a McDonald's cheeseburger. ETR looking very good. Pull back to V-stop. X-ray setting itself up. Higher high, consolidating. Wait till it hits, comes to the trend. OKTA. Volume sucks on it. I don't think I think I checked this one out already. Their option book. We gotta be careful on this one too because we closed underneath V stop, and now we're failing to break above it. So we gotta be careful with this one. But definitely on watch. And United Healthcare. United Healthcare broke down. It was in a nice ascending triangle. Actually, don't look too bad. Actually, take that back. Problem is we have some overhead resistance. Pretty strong one too. Alright, I'm gonna call it a night. Went through the entire watch list. Take one last look at Bitcoin before I head to bed. First red V stop printed on 4 hour. Yeah, I haven't eaten McDonald's in years either, man. Makes me sick. Well, 4 hour V stop turned red for the first time, so we might come up to test it. Come up to test it, fail. That's when you open your short. You never let your kids have McDonald's? Or pop? I love pop, but I cut it out of my diet too. I used to drink Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, but I stopped drinking it too. Alright, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for swinging by, man. If you have any questions or whatever, let me know. I'll send you my referral link for Tastyworks. I'll send it to you on Twitter. How long have I been trading? About total, I would say maybe 4 to 5 years, but I've only been like profitable for like maybe the last year or so. I used to be reckless, man. You could ask Deja. I used to be a scumbag. Just take big like leverage trades, not giving a shit, not following any rules. I don't do that. I took a year break and came back with a completely different mentality. Alright, dude. Have a good night.